Hello, my name is Jonathan Powers, and today I'll be teaching you how to change a tire in case of a flat or a blowout. This is a good skill to know just because almost everybody nowadays drives cars, and tires are what keep you on the road safely, and they're, like Goodrich said, where the rubber meets the road, it's the tires. So there's some tools you'll need before changing your tire. Starting off, you have your jack. This is the type of jack that you'll find actually in the trunk of a car. Really small, portable, lightweight, obviously, so you can have it. It takes a little arm power though, but it will get the job done if you need it. Another type of jack is more of a shop jack or a household jack. If you have room, if you drive a pickup truck or something, these are often nice to have just because it gets the job done a lot faster with a lot less energy. Another tool you'll need is your tire iron, also known as a lug wrench. It's meant to obviously loosen the lug bolts on your vehicle, which I'll show you here in a little bit where they're located. Again, small enough to fit in your trunk, gets the job done. Not as good as an automatic wrench or an air wrench, but it's what you have on the side of the road, right? Okay, another thing you'll need is either your owner's manual or a car maintenance guide, like a Chilton's or a Haynes manual. This will just help guide you through things. Some vehicles are specific on where you have to place jacks or the safest place to put a jack, which is very important when you're lifting a vehicle, and often working under it. It's very important to have your jack located where it's going to hold. Also, tells you in the vehicle where to find your jack, usually, where to find your tire tool, and other such things. Also, in the terms of safety, gloves, always good to keep in your trunk. You never know when you need gloves, whether it just gets cold outside or you need to change a flat tire and you don't want to get any blisters or anything like that, or just grime all over your hands. Good to have. Another safety item that is very good to have is either a signal triangle such as this one, reflective, so cars at night can see you. You place these 100 to 150 feet in front of and behind your vehicle, if you have two. If you have one, just make do with what you got. I'd probably put it behind me because that's where the cars are going to be on your side of the road. Also, flares can be used. They're a little more dangerous. Don't use them in dry weather. Obviously, you don't want to start a grass fire. But if it keeps you safe, then it's worth it. Next, what you'll need is a spare tire. This right here is what's called a donut tire. As you can see, it's a lot skinnier than a normal tire. It's just meant as a temporary tire. Most of them have printed on temporary use only. Most of them are rated only 30 to 45 miles per hour. I definitely do not recommend going anything faster than that. They also have a certain mileage rating. Usually only between 10 to 20 miles are you supposed to run this on your vehicle. Just due to the fact that it's not tested and rated as a normal car tire has to be, according to law. They can kind of skimp it a little bit to make it lightweight and portable to fit in your vehicle. You're going to want to change that as soon as you can. It's just used to get you somewhere safe or get you to an auto shop where they can fix your tire properly. Okay, when you first start, obviously you're going to make sure you're safe. When you get the flat or spare, slowly pull it off to the side of the road or onto a side street is preferred, or a shoulder if you're on a highway. Once you're there, take the time and, set up your reflective things or your flares. Another good idea to do is to call the non-emergency number, if known, for the local police department or sheriff. Usually they'll come out and actually either assist you or make it to where you can work safely, which is always a plus, and safety is always first. Okay, after you have your area set up, you'll want to remove your tools from your trunk or wherever they're stored on your vehicle. You might have to use your manual to see where they are. Usually your owner's manual, if it's from the factory, is in your glove box unless you have moved it, in which case it is up to you to locate it. Your trunk is usually where your spare tires on a car would be. On a pickup, it's either stored in the bed of the pickup on older models or under the rear of the pickup on a lot of older models and most new models. Where to find your tools in a vehicle or in a car, excuse me. They're usually located under there's a fake panel in the rear of your trunk, and it usually has a big wing nut on it. You'd unscrew that and take out the panel. And then under there will be your spare tire, and usually under that will be the jack and the lug wrench. You'll remove those, and you'll place the jack under the vehicle, either on the frame, on older vehicles, closest to the tire that you're working on, and in a sturdy spot. Obviously, if there's rust or anything, you're going to want to avoid that. Or if it's just a skinny piece, you're going to want to find some place where it won't slip off. Another thing you want to do is make sure you park on a flat surface, if at all possible. And then after placing the jack under the vehicle, you're going to want to loosen up the bolts on the tire. The lug bolts are found in the center of the tire, usually between 5 and 8. They look like little lug nuts, usually chrome or silver, and they just go around in a pattern all the way around. This spare has 5, so just going to want to make sure that you loosen those up, because they're very hard to loosen once you already have the vehicle in the air, and you want to avoid raising and lowering the vehicle. As you want to do that as little as possible. Okay, after you get your lug nuts loosened, you're going to raise the vehicle off the ground, just barely enough to get the tire off the ground to where you can remove it easily. And you're going to finish loosening up all the lug nuts, and then you're going to pull off the tire and place it to the side. And then you're going to, very quickly, because you want to, get the car back on the ground and safe, you want to put the new tire on and hand tighten all the nuts onto, all the lug nuts back on. After you get the lug nuts back onto the new tire, you're going to tighten them with your wrench just until the tire starts to turn, because it will turn when it's off the ground due to the fact that the ground isn't there to hold it steady. So once you get it hand tight, as I call it, or just tight with the lug wrench, you're going to place the vehicle back on the ground by lowering the jack. Most big jacks come with automatic, just a turn valve, and it releases the pressure and will drop the car quite rapidly. So you want to make sure nothing's left under the car, especially the spare tire. And then most in-car jacks, you have to manually reverse crank them, which is usually a bit easier, but it's still quite a bit of work. And after you get the car safely back on the ground, you want to finish tightening all the lug bolts up. The factory usually recommends 60 foot-pounds, but obviously you're not going to have a torque wrench with you when you're changing the tire on the road. So what you want to do is to just tighten it to where it's could move just a little bit more if you really pushed on it, but it's not going, but it's not going to move, and the bolt nut is not going to come off. After you're done tightening those, you pick up, your reflective gear, or if you're using a flare, make sure it's put out and disposed of properly, and then place your spare tire and your jack and all your tools back in the trunk, just so they're there next time. and then continue on the road to the nearest safe spot or tire shop or your nearest mechanic. And that is what you need to do to change a tire.